My name is Damlari from Shock. I'm with the producers of Shanty Town. Next is coming on January 20th. So first off, I've seen the first two episodes. I think I was screaming when I saw it because it was. I was really impressed. So let me just go straight off into my questions. I wanted to ask you when you guys were thinking about execution and the vision was on paper, how did you guys go about it to make sure everything was done down to the needle and it came out so well?
From the story,
Okay.
you need to know the best director to work with the talents. Because I say it sometimes, you might see an actor good in a film, then you see him in another film, you're wondering, this guy knows how to act. What is the directing? And the person's commitment. So, the director, the Meiji, is good.
Right.
Yeah. So because someone told me about him, Taiwo told me about him, and then when I met him, the vision, the guy is far, far beyond, he's gone far, so...
It's daring. It's daring.
Very. You see him
daring,
quiet,
yeah.
but then he knows what he's doing.
It's very unassuming, but it's wild.
Yes, exactly. So from the story, we came together to look at the cast.
Okay.
The casting was big struggle because we wanted people that would give life to these characters. Her own character,
And we just assembled a great team.
Yes. Her own character
team.
is something else. So we thought about the people, the best people for the characters. Then we had to think about the skills. The skills here, the skills we needed to bring in, and all that. So it was from the story to the talent to the skill to make sure that everybody was on point.
Awesome. Fantastic. I'm producer Enya and also actor Enya as well. There was a particular language that was used. And I felt that was different. Something happened there. I think it was an exchange between you and Inse. And I don't know. Can you tell me what happened there and how did all of that go about? Because it was such a strong performance. And I think a lot of people will give you kudos for that scene.
Thank you so much for saying that. I mean, I'm an Akwa Ibomite. I come from a place where we don't get to hear so much about, and I think that needs to change because that's actually about the most beautiful part of this country. Beautiful in every sense of the word, from the topography to the ambience, to the landscape, to the food, to the language, to the people,
Right.
to the development, the level at which it's developing.
Interesting.
And we rarely get to talk about it. And, we have movie makers who are Igbos and Yorubas, everybody just trying to shine light on where they come from. I feel like my job as a filmmaker would be to do that for my state, to make sure that Akwa Ibom is seen as the beauty that it is. So when we got the script, it was ideally supposed to be Benin. There were Benin characters, actually. Because the writer is Benin, of course. So, of course, he would give it his own kidney. So, yeah. And I'm like, no, that's one of the perks of getting to be a producer. One of the things that inspires me to want to be a producer, because that way I get to tell stories the way I want it told, or get to do film the way that I think it should be done.
Yes.
So, I spoke to my girl, I said, this thing, it has to be a Akwa Ibom name. And she was like, yes, why not? And coincidentally, Inse was also a cast. Not a cast because she was a Akwa Ibom. No, she was already a cast before we decided to switch.
Wow.
So it was just synergy, and it just blended. And so every time we were together, I would speak the language. It did give her a lot of work in trying to edit during the post.
Wow.
But it was worth it. I am so excited for. Literally, everybody's talking about that angle.
The language.
Yes.
So yeah.
Awesome. I have to ask you, about collaboration and partnership. This is a collaboration, and it evidently works. I mean, you guys, right out the gate, Netflix acquired you guys' project. I wanted to ask you guys, why do you work so well, and how did this collaboration come about?
I think that, so for me, this has been one of the best career decisions I've ever made, working with her.
Wow.
Yeah, because between us, it's like a sisterhood kind of thing. We may have disagreement. We may not agree on everything, but we know that we have best intentions. I respect her as a filmmaker.
Right.
I have a kind of trust that she knows what she already has proved herself that she knew what she was doing. At a point where I realized that she was on top of this, that she knew what she was doing. You know, I just went to bed, and all I needed to do was to tell her, what do you think about this? Let's do this. And she says, this is what I think we should do. And so far, for some reason, she doesn't have such a name. Like, a lot of people may not know her. They know the name. But she is so knowledgeable about this industry.
Yes.
She's so experienced about this industry. She understands the business angle. She understands the creative angle. She understands the brand angle.
Yes.
So she literally is the reason why we're sitting here, because, I mean, obviously we got to a point where you can tell that the budget was not a joke.
Absolutely.
It got to a point where I felt frustrated. I'm like, babe, we can't, this is too much. We need to do this. No, there was a point where I felt like maybe we were doing too much. And she would just let you be for a while, and then she'll come back and say, sis, don't worry, let's do it. Don't worry. I said, have you seen the budget? She'll be like, I know, but... And she's also such a faith-based person, who is also who I am. So her faith in the project and her faith in God, and the fact that she knew that, she said something to me, said, I've committed this project to God. It's going to work. And for me, it felt like a phrase that I just needed to run with. So I needed to match my faith with hers for us to be able to, move together.
Right.
So I got a lot of faith from her. I got a lot of confidence in her. She gave me the confidence that we were doing the right thing. So it made me sleep easy. And also, she also trusted me a lot in terms of what I brought to the table as well. She gave me that platform to, be able to be myself and express myself.
Right.
And, so it's perfect, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Just one or 2 days.
When we have off days, she will have an off day today, me, I have my own next week.
That's just it. But
so,
aside that,
Awesome.
we are
Other,
good.
other than that.
Awesome. So, how did you guys come about, or rather, how did you approach casting, especially finding Chidi Mokeme, who plays Scar? I want to hear that story. Go ahead. How did you guys approach casting?
We had so many people. We even approached somebody. I don't want to call the person's name. We approached this person. This is what we want. This is, a lot of actors read for it. Then one day I was in the kitchen. She just called and said, Chichi, babes, GQ. I said, who is GQ? Who is GQ? Like, what's the problem? She said, GQ would do it. I said, who is GQ? She now said, you don't know. I said, I don't know GQ. She now said, Chidi Mokeme. I said, Chidi is not here. Chidi's not based in Nigeria. She said,
She's not even in the industry.
He
Yes, and I since
He said, no, Chidi will kill this. Chidi will kill. I said, Ini, wait till happen,
It was the Holy Spirit.
She said, no, this thing's strong in my mind. I said, no, let's go. And she made the right decision.
Chidi was
even Messieke.
Oh yeah, I'm coming to that
yes.
part. I'm coming to that.
Yes.
Well, go ahead on Chidi. Let's
No, Chidi, for me, it was, I couldn't just see anybody else in the character, to be honest. We have amazing actors, don't get me wrong, but, it wasn't supposed to be a typical Agbero film that you see Lagos Agbero shouting and, all muscled up or all, Chidi had the coolness, to be able to fluctuate through the different moods and the different personalities of this character. I was also looking out for the physical. I saw Scar in my head. I had Scar in my head. And I just couldn't see anybody else. It started from the way he talks.
Right.
Aside from the way he slurs, he literally sings his lines. So, I imagined him, playing with all those lines, and it was just going to be different. Do you understand? It was just going to be different. Then it was just, for me, it's just a picture that I'd created in my head, and I couldn't see anybody else.
Awesome. Merci, AK. I was shocked by performance.
Yes, she's
and
good.
I wanted to ask, how did
my
that
gosh,
She's very good.
Messi. So Messi was another one that I had a bit of challenge because somebody thought it was the right decision. They started with, oh, she has an accent. I said, well, the accents are beautiful. Make her an Igbo girl. Because I saw the character as, a carefree person. I said she could throw away body.
Yeah, that's the exact word.
That is what it is. I said she
was
could
the
throw away
exact
body.
word. Yeah.
I knew that, first of all, she would take it as a challenge.
Right.
Second of all, the fact that I saw that she could embody that shanty. Yeah. It would be believable to see her in that shanty. Do you understand? And then the fact that she was also going to be Igbo, because I say, okay, let's play with the diversity of ethnicity.
Right.
And, allow her to be herself. As long as we're not trying to make her somebody else.
Right.
Do you understand? We will get the best out of her. And she's one of my favorite characters in Shanty Town. She did amazing.
Awesome. So, you guys go about it, because again, flipping a car is hard. Especially in Nollywood. It's just a few people that has gotten it right. But I wanted to ask you, how did you guys, get that part right and, got the execution and also the necessary skills to make it happen?
We hired the right stunt guys. I would say they are not based in Nigeria.
Right.
We had to bring them.
This woman, she found everybody that needed to be found. I don't know how she did it. But she found those guys.
Yeah. So we brought them in from South Africa.
Okay.
And their name inspired me. So one day I was looking at them. I said, this is your name. Now, wow. Go big or go home. Yeah. So I said, guys, you're coming to Nigeria. She said, why? I said, yes, I want you people on set. And I like your name because this project is either I go big or I go home. So that's how we got to talk, and they now came to Nigeria, and they did well because people were in that danfo.
They were the ones that were in there.
They were
No
in
the
way.
stunts guys, yes.
Yeah, people were in there.
A father and
And 3 children, yeah. His 3 sons. A father and 3 sons.
So just imagine that anything had gone wrong.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think for us the idea was originally.
But then we had, the emergency. We hired the doctors. There were doctors.
we had
emergency.
standby.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were all there. So you can talk.
No. So I just wanted to say that when you have decided to do something to the end,
Right.
like get it right, whatever it takes. We had to get 2 of those buses. The first bus we got had an issue.
Yes.
We had already bought it.
We bought it.
We now had to buy another bus.
The money.
Wow.
Just like that.
2
Yes.
buses.
Yep.
Yes.
For that one scene.
Yes.
And that was one of the things I argued with her. She was asking,
Money. Budget.
because
bus was
we had to
coming and
flew
stopped
those
on the road
we flew
and-
those guys in from SA.
Yeah.
4 of them from South Africa. And then, it was just too much. And that was I think that was the scene where I told you, I think we're overdoing things.
We're overdoing things.
And she just said, no, don't worry. And then when we bought the first bus and it went bad, I'm like, God, can we just
It was
move
3 cars.
past-
You remember the car that hit
The car that hit, so 3 cars.
Yes. So we had to
But that's
buy-
how it's done.
Right.
To get it that way, and that's why you say people don't get it right. They don't get it right because if you're not ready to go all the way, you can't get it right. And it takes money and it takes skills.
Yes.
It takes certain skills to achieve it.
Awesome. I've been told I have 3 more minutes, so I'm going to rush you guys now. I wanted to ask you guys, this is now a global show going to 190 countries across the world, right? It's branded as a Netflix.
Hallelujah.
I wanted to ask, number one, what does this mean, you as an actor and producer, and also you as a producer as well? So let's start with Edo.
See, it's like just the one thing I've been waiting for literally all my life, all my career. Like I've dreamed of this. God knows, to be honest, if I tell you that I saw this level of reception, I would be lying to you. It's a dream come true. It just means that I was right when I knew something was, when I felt, at a point in my career, I felt like I needed to stop. It wasn't getting interesting. It was boring me out. It was, so this is the plug I've been wanting to have. Do you get? So now that I have this fresh inspiration, fresh hunger to just keep going.
Yes.
So for me, it seems like I've just birthed a different career. It feels like a rebirth for me. I've done amazing jobs in the past, but this is where I want to be going now.
Fantastic.
So it's like a redefining moment for me.
So this means more producing for you as
Absolutely, yes.
Interesting. I want to
Now is that
I brought your leg outside. This is the part.
this is the first time I'm on camera. I don't do that, Like Nikke is the first person to give me makeup. I don't do makeup. so just that's the part. Then career-wise, I want to say thank God for the opportunity to do that, to do this, and we are hopeful to keep doing better, not just for us, but for the industry, for other people. We want other producers to be inspired to do this so that we can get Nollywood to the global audience.
Absolutely.
Flanger! Accountant, don't show. Your Excellency.
Inem, they don't release them from Sanko.
Make them give that man a chance.